Hey guys, what is up? It's Limitless Pulls back at again with another video. I don't know why I did that. That was cringy. But today we are going to be talking about a man that I recently learned about and has recently become one of my favorite Red Wings players of all time. And I would be making this with his jersey because that is my birthday gift from my grandparents because my birthday's coming up and I asked for that. But as of the day of recording this, Friday at 6:09 at the start of this video a.m. Tomorrow is when I'm gonna go out on Saturday is when I'm gonna go out and see them and get that jersey. So I would be making it with the jersey, but I don't have the jersey, so I'll update you guys on when I get the jersey. But yeah, now let's talk about why Bob Probert, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is one of the best enforcers of all time. I'm not gonna say the best because there are plenty of it. There are multiple enforcers, not plenty, multiple, who have more career penalty minutes and more penalty minutes in a season than him. So I can't really say statistically, at least, that he's the best. But I can say that he's one of the best because at least statistically, he is one of the best. First thing we gotta cover is the RIP. If you guys don't know, Bob Probert died back in 2010 of a heart attack. So you gotta start off with the RIP because it's very sad that he died. Now then, let's get into all of the points. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points on, well, 9. There's a side note, like most of my videos. But that's at the end, so you don't gotta worry about that right now. First point, he has 300 or more penalty minutes in a season. So, you guys didn't really understand that the way I worded it. 3 times he has had 300 or more penalty minutes in a season. And for my fans who are not hockey followers, because I know I probably have some fans who just watch this because they're my fans. Not many of you, but I'm still gonna explain it to you. So penalty minutes is whenever you do something bad, like if you get in a fight with somebody, that's 5 minutes in the penalty box. Um, tripping or really the most common um, things that send you to the penalty box are 2 minutes. So and then they just track that every game and then they total it for the season. You can get per game statistics for penalty minutes, but yeah, that's what penalty minutes are. He is 5th all time in career penalty minutes, which is pretty impressive considering he had multiple seasons where he did not play that many games. Pretty sure he had like 3 or 4 seasons where he played under 10. He played not even half the season. He had multiple seasons where he played a very low amount of games, and to still be 5th all time in career penalty minutes, that's pretty good. Another reason you guys should accept him as one of the best enforcers of all time, the dude had no fear. He went from playing 9 seasons with the Detroit Red Wings to playing with the Blackhawks, which I know you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a Red Wings fan. You should hate this guy." And like, he played more seasons with us than he did the Blackhawks. We gave him his start, and I don't know about you guys, but I just like enforcers. Like, that's my favorite thing in hockey, and he's widely regarded as the best Red Wings enforcer, and you have to have no fear, because if you guys, for those of you who don't know about hockey, the Red Wings and the Blackhawks, okay, so at the start of at the start of the NHL, there were 6 original teams. The Red Wings and the Blackhawks were one of them, and they just had a rivalry from the start, and it's lasted for a very long, very, very long time. For other sports, it's like for basketball, it's like trying to think of an old rivalry in basketball. I don't know why I can't think of it. what's like a really long old rivalry? It's like, although this hasn't really become like a really good rivalry until this year, it's like Lakers versus Clippers. Um, it's like it's like two big teams going on, like LeBron going up against the Warriors a couple years ago. It's like that, only if that spanned over 50 years of hockey, and in a sport where you can fight people. Like if LeBron could have a fight with Steph Curry, like actual fight, like punches that make you bleed type of fights, because that's what hockey fights are. So, and for my football viewers, uh, Red Wings versus Blackhawks is like Colts versus Patriots, which I know isn't that old, but isn't Packers versus Bears. Packers versus Bears. And for my baseball people, it's like I haven't been interested in baseball for even a year. I don't know a lot of the really big rivalries. Crap. Who do the Yankees have? Yankees have a rivalry with Detroit, but I don't think it's lasted that long. Crap. Just think of a really big rivalry in whatever sport, and that's what Red Wings versus Blackhawks is. It's a huge rivalry. Usually, when these guys meet, there are fights. Like when it gets good, there are fights with high amount of goals, and it's like some of the best hockey you've ever watched. Even recently, with how bad the Red Wings have been playing. You know, this year we got freaking beat by the Blackhawks. And a lot of people I know, since I live in Indiana, a lot of people I know are Blackhawks fans. My favorite teacher of all time, Blackhawks fan. Favorite after school person who watched me, Blackhawks fan. Sucks. A lot of my favorite people in the school system, Blackhawks fans. Maybe that just says something about my school system. I don't know. He had a long career, especially for an enforcer. He played 16 years, and again, he only had like, I know this is gonna sound contradicting because before I was like, he had 4 seasons, but he had 4 seasons where he was badly injured. But for an enforcer, that is kind of impressive because usually they get injured a lot. But he had a pretty long career for how many times he got injured, and he wasn't super injury prone. He was pretty reliable. Um, yeah. Another reason he is sixth in most penalty minutes in a season at 398. Just like one more tripping call or one more fight away from 400, reaching amazing 400. Just so you guys know, I am a big believer in the triple digit penalty minute season. Like if you're an enforcer, or especially if you're a defenseman. If you're a defenseman, I am a huge believer in triple digit penalty minutes. Um, he had 12 seasons with 10 or more points. And I know for you non hockey people, you're going to be like 10 or more points. Oh, that's 10 or more goals. No, when I say 10 or more points, I mean, so there are goals, but that's a separate category. And this is going to get kind of confusing for you non hockey people. So goals and points are two separate things. Goals, those are goals that you score by yourself. Points are the amount of goals you had in the season and the amount of assists you had in a season. And then they combine that, and that's your points. Because with an assist, you contributed to that point. Without you there, if you were on the other side of the ice, that goal might not have happened. So you contributed to that goal, so therefore you get points. So, yeah, 12 seasons with 10 or more points, which especially for an enforcer is impressive because usually enforcers aren't out there on the ice to get points. But this guy could kind of score a little bit. He could contribute to points. So he wasn't just a fighter. He could actually contribute to your hockey team, along with being an enforcer, which is a pretty good skill. And I think that's what kept him in the league for as long as he was in. Um, he had 7 seasons with less than 200 penalty minutes, and he played 16 seasons. And he still had, even out of those 7, he still had multiple seasons with triple-digit penalty minutes. But with only 7 out of the 16 seasons having less than 200 penalty minutes, it's pretty impressive, especially for an enforcer. He had a mullet, which I know it's not as impressive as having a mullet now, like Chris Bryant, but because he played in the 80s for a bit and played in the 90s, early 90s, but he had a mullet. That's like, imagine now. I know there aren't many enforcers now, but imagine if now an enforcer had a mullet. That would be pretty awesome. You gotta like a guy who had a mullet and also fought people effectively. Didn't lose a lot of fights. Um, he has a movie made about him. This is the last one until side note. He had a movie made out of him. I believe it is titled "Tough Guy: The Bob Probert Story," which I don't have that movie. I have yet to watch it. I want to watch it. I want to buy it. Once I buy it and once I watch it, I will gladly talk about it to you if you want me to. Leave a comment down below if you want me to. I'll gladly talk about that movie when I get to watch it. But, yeah. I imagine it's a pretty good movie. It was released in 2019. And I believe Steve Eiserman had something to do with it. So, another Red Wing great. And the side note that I have for today is every sport needs enforcers. Now, I know some of you hockey fans probably don't like enforcers. Me personally, again, like I said, I'm a big believer, especially if you're a defenseman or an enforcer. If you're a defenseman or an enforcer, I'm a big believer in that triple-digit penalty minute season. It's a beautiful thing. And I believe that every sport should have enforcers. And I know you're going to be like, well, a lot of injuries, especially in sports like football where a lot of injuries already happen, and in basketball where a lot of injuries reoccur, and in baseball where they're just going to, especially if you're a batter, you're just going to get hit with pitches all the freaking time if you punch somebody and injure them. But here's what I'm saying though. Now I know in hockey, again, some people don't like it, and I know it causes injuries. But choosing to fight someone, that's your choice. But we shouldn't discourage it. Like the NBA, the NFL, the MLB. If you fight someone, you get suspended. NHL, you fight someone, 5 minutes in the box, go chill out, you're good. Unless, of course, it's like bench clearing, then people get suspended. That's where I draw the line. But bench clearing, it's fun to watch, but that's where you gotta suspend people. What I'm saying is, they shouldn't suspend people for getting in fights. Just eject them for the game and let them cool off and come back next game. That way it doesn't happen too often because you get ejected from the game, but at least it happens and they're not afraid to do it. Because some players just deserve to get punched in the face. You can agree with me. A lot of you sports fans can agree with me. Now, whether or not who needs to get punched in the face, we may not agree on that. But we can all agree that there are a couple of players that we would all like to see get punched in the face, or a couple of players we want to see punch people in the face. Like, I want to see Victor Oladipo punch people in the face. That'd be pretty cool. Some of you might want to see LeBron punch Steph Curry in the face. Others might want to see Giannis punch LeBron in the face. And that should be allowed. That should be allowed. You shouldn't be suspended for that. Because, I mean, every sport needs enforcers. Because you have people who are just walk around and know if you punch, they're in a game and they know if you punch them, if you hit them with a pitch, if you lead with your head on a tackle, they know you're going to get suspended. What the heck? A piece of plastic on my, oh, it's tape. Felt like something was biting me. It was like brushing up against, and it was like jabbing into my foot. I don't know. But those players in those sports, they antagonize people, and they do bad things that just irritate you because they know if you punch them, you get suspended and you're frowned upon by the league and all that stuff. In hockey, if you do anything that irritates someone, or um, if you hit one of the team's best goal scorers, or you're just being stupid, irritating people, Forster goes out there, hits you pretty hard, gives you a couple punches, 5 minutes in the box, puts you in your place. We need that in basketball, football, and baseball. Baseball kind of already has it with, if you do anything bad, get hit by a pitch. I like that system. Except for when it's unjust. Unjust. When it's unjust, like I believe Ronald Acuna Jr., when he was up to bat and he got hit in the elbow. I forget what pitcher it was, but he got hit in the elbow with like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. That's bad. Because elbow, that can seriously damage your elbow, which affects your power hitting, which Ronald Acuna Jr. can hit for power, and that would be bad. Especially because I believe at the time he was on a hitting streak, and he was doing really good. Then he got injured. No, you shouldn't throw as hard as you can full speed at someone's, especially a vital part of what you use to play baseball, which is your elbow. Because again, you use that to swing, use it to bend your arm to ground balls, pop-ups. You guys know. Okay, I've gotten into a train wreck of words. That I don't like that because that can seriously injure you. But you should be allowed. Also, if a pitcher's being stupid, for that, if they throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball at someone, the next batter should be able to go up, charge the mound, and put the pitcher in his place, just like the pitcher should be able to put the batter in his place. It goes both ways. And then the pitcher that gets punched, the batter that punches the pitcher just gets ejected, and if the pitcher hits one more person with a high-speed fastball, pitcher is also ejected. They both get ejected eventually if something bad happens. So that way it doesn't, happen again, except for when they face up again. But it doesn't happen multiple times in the same game. So there's not a ton of injuries. Like in hockey, sometimes there are multiple fights with the same person in the same game. But in the other sports, it wouldn't be like that. In football, football needs enforcers because you can't just lead with your helmet, tackle someone or something like that, because then everybody gets really mad and that can lead to concussions and stuff, and it's not so good. But I do believe that how in hockey, drop the gloves. In football, it can be drop the helmet. Just take your helmet off, be like, okay, we're going. Like if a quarterback is being kind of stupid, antagonizing the defense, someone from the defense should be able to go over and just punch him in the face. And if someone on defense is being stupid, someone on the offense should be able to go punch him in the face. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see Quentin Nelson get into a fight with someone. If you don't know who Quentin Nelson is, he's an offensive lineman on the Colts. Go look him up. Dude is huge. Dude is gigantic and is probably in a couple years going to be the best offensive lineman in the league. Guy was drafted in the first round for the Colts because we needed a better offensive line at the time. Now we don't because our offensive line is stacked thanks to Quentin Nelson. But I would like to see him punch somebody. It would be fun and enjoyable. Like the when Jacoby Brissett injured his knee, I forget, was it one of our offensive linemen who backed up on him? Or, like, if it was a defensive lineman who made that injury happen, Quentin Nelson should be able to take off his helmet. The other guy should take off his helmet. And, like, you injured my quarterback. Punch you in the face. And they just get either thrown out of the game, or since football's already kind of a violent sport, like, whenever offense and whenever those two were supposed to be on the field, just don't have them on the field for like a quarter or a half. That would be a good punishment. So, and then basketball, finally basketball. Sport where you wouldn't need to drop anything. A sport where it used to be encouraged to fight. And I know you're going to be like, well, that's also when they had thugs on the court and stuff, and gang members. And okay, fair. But in this case, it wouldn't be as bad. Because we'd suspend you. If you get in a fight, you get suspended. Because again, some people just need to get punched in the face. And some people need to get put in their place by getting punched in the face. Like LeBron, when he goes out and says, I'm the best player in the world, even if it's true at the time. Right now, I feel like it's not true. I feel like Giannis is better than LeBron this season. But if he goes out and he says, I'm the best, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. At least to me, I feel as though you deserve to get punched in the face unless you show that you can defend yourself if someone tries to punch you in your face. Like, if LeBron goes out and says, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. Someone the next night on the other team should be allowed to go up there and start a fight with him. If LeBron wins, I'll be like, okay. I feel like you can now say that until someone beats you in a fight. Or until your game falls off, either one. But if he gets beat in the fight and then doesn't play good the next game or something like that, then he doesn't say it anymore. I feel like you should defend what you say, not only with your game, but also with how physical you are, because LeBron, like all these guys that flop and jump into fouls, Paul George, and just act like they're really tough, but they flop and jump into fouls and do all the stupid stuff. And I know you're going to say Reggie Miller jumped into fouls, and he jumped into fouls when you needed to. Like Paul George, against the Pacers, he jumped into fouls. It wasn't like it was time to be clutch, you need points. No, it was like the second quarter, and he was jumping into fouls, and it was stupid. Like guys that do that, if you flop, you jumped in foul, I feel like you should be allowed to get punched in the face. If you disagree with me, then you're probably a fan of someone who flops or jumps into fouls. I just feel like it's a good way to put people in their place. That's why hockey is an amazing sport. I know it's not the most popular sport, and I know it's a really white person sport, but it's still fun to, like, every night watch it and see the giant hits, and then if someone's acting stupid, being really cocky and unjust and being stupid, it's nice to know that there's someone out there on the ice who's going to drop the gloves, punch him in his face. I feel like we need that in basketball, football, and baseball. So, that's the end of the video. Like if you liked, dislike. I don't know why you would dislike. Maybe you just don't like enforcers. Maybe you don't like Bob Probert. I don't know why you wouldn't like him. It seems like a pretty cool guy. RIP again. Yeah. Subscribe if you're new. Trying to get it to 1,000, that way I can get paid. Because I want money. Please give me your money. Ad revenue, please. Please. See you guys in the next video. That was a gag. Don't take that like I'm serious. I'm not serious. About getting to 1,000 subscribers and wanting to make money, yes, but I wouldn't openly be like, I want your money. Give me your money. I'm joking about that part. See you guys in the next video.